you very much.
There's a better future awaiting in a free Palestine. Well, I told that bus driver I won't stand for apartheid, because separate is never equal. I'm gonna rise, I'm gonna rise. Can the occupation be broken? Freedom rise, freedom rise. There's a better future awaiting in a free Palestine. I've seen walls and I've seen checkpoints, I've seen segregated highways, but I've never seen an outpost, although I live 10 miles away. Can the occupation be broken? Freedom rise, freedom rise. There's a better future waiting in a free Palestine. If you lock me in your prison for demanding equality, you won't stop me for providing for the days when we're all free. When the occupation be broken, freedom rise, freedom rise. There's a better future waiting in a free Palestine.
Thank you, President. Israel rise to the Jewish people. We're going to hear from a young Palestinian activist. We're happy to have Livna from Palestine Youth Movement with us here. Here's Livna.
All right, so first things first, we're going to turn around and not let these little people over here distract us from what the real enemy is, right over here, to the Israeli consulate, number one. All right, number two, I'm talking to you, my brothers and sisters, Palestinian, Arab, Muslim, Christian, Jew, atheist, Buddhist, anyone who is here today to stand against the injustice of what's happening in Palestine. And what we know from our decades of activism, and our decades of suffering, and our decades of resilience, the most brutal of regimes that has faced the people of the region. That what we know is that Palestine, what has happened in Palestine, represents the history of injustice to all of humanity. We know that what has happened in Palestine represents apartheid and racism in South Africa. We know that it represents Jim Crow and racism, apartheid in the United States. We know that it represents ethnic cleansing of Native Americans in the same land that was about the history of corporate interest and greed. It was about the history of annexations of land, of colonizations of indigenous people. What Palestine taught us was that truth never fades away, was that people may be dispersed and refugees may be still waiting for their way home, but that people and truth never forget history, that Palestinians will never be erased. And that's why today is one of the most important days in Palestinian history. Yom HaAdama, Land Day. In 1976, Palestinians of 1948, those Palestinians who stayed in their rightful lands, the borders crossed them, a colonizing Zionist entity crossed them, and called them displaced, and called them second-class citizens. And they rose up, and they spoke truth to power, and they fought non-violently. And when they fought non-violently, they were massacred. And when they fought non-violently, their lives and their lands were taken from them. Mothers had to bury their children in the grave from before 76 and onward. And the Palestinians still fought non-violently. There is no one who knows the philosophies of non-violence more than the people of Palestine. And what we learned from Land Day was that in the midst of wide dispersion, of ethnic cleansing of the land, where Palestinians, 70% of Palestinians live outside of their historic homeland, prohibited from returning. 70% of Palestinians are refused their right to return to their rightful lands. And what we know is that they could never forget their lands. And what we know even more is that the land could never forget them. The olive tree knows the hands that planted it. Palestine, the land, knows what has come before. Palestine knows that when trees, olive trees and palm trees are uprooted, that when the native inhabitants are forcibly removed from their lands, their stone homes demolished right above their heads, their children, their young sons taken to prison, their daughters waiting for the day that they could see life in which equity and freedom is promised to them. They know all of that does not take away their promise to themselves and to the land that they will continue to fight and they will continue to resist. And so 64 years later, after 1948, in which 800,000 Palestinians were displaced from their lands, and a phenomenon called the Zionist State of Israel came in to take people's lands, came in to pretend that no native inhabitants existed there before, came in to build their sky towers and concrete roads, highways, and beaches, importing sand from other people's lands. When they came in to erase the history of the Palestinian people, what they didn't know was that the Palestinians would never forget about their homeland. And what they didn't know is that with every day that they continue a colonial practice, every day that they deny the truth, every day that they annex lands, every day that they imprison our youth, every day that they kill our children, every bomb that they drop, every bullet that they fire, every time they sit there and say that this is their rightful place and play victim and call it all in the name of security, security, security. Every day that they do that, they're falling deeper into the trap of being delegitimized because the global world is waking up and saying, Palestine is our struggle. Palestine is our struggle because it represents our history of imperialism and colonization, our history of economic disproportionate greed that's happening in our own countries, our history of warfare against the poor, our history of health and economic warfare against people who are working every day just to make it, just to survive. Palestine represents that for all of us. And that's why we stand here today, not out of pity for the Palestinians, not for solidarity with the Palestinians, but because to be in solidarity with Palestine means that we are in solidarity with all forms and struggles of justice and freedom and equity. The last thing that I want to say is that today, many of you have come from cities to infiltrate our mosques and community centers, to spy on us and to build cases on us when we have done nothing wrong. In fact, they should be thanking us for bringing up issues of injustice and truth that they have become cowards and have not done for decades. So we continue to urge you that the fight in Palestine exists right here in San Francisco, and right here in San Francisco, they can hear the echoes of our resistance and resilience to this Zionist colonization that manifests itself even here in the United States, the belly of the beast, the largest supporter of Israel, and we continue to live out anti-colonial, anti-Zionist perspectives and actions every day of our life until Palestine is free and the Palestinians return to all of their historic homeland.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the